Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be setting up our budget planner for the month of May. There is going to be a giveaway today, so all information will be linked down in the description box and in the comment section. It is a collaboration giveaway, of course. Just feel like, you know, giving back during this time, or giving during this time, and, you know, just kind of celebrating National Financial Literacy Month the right way. So without further ado, let's hop right into the video. First things first, this is my 2020 budget planner. Technically it ends like in a couple months, and so I'll have to get a new planner because this runs the academic year, so June to July. So I don't really know how I'm going to shake out that or work out that, but this is my current budget planner. It's an Erin Condren Deluxe monthly planner. I do have a link in my description if you want to save $10 off of your first purchase. If you're already signed up, you can just use my affiliate link, which just means that I get a kickback. I always recommend doing that if you're purchasing and you're a recurring customer. Just, you know, finding one of your favorite YouTubers or influencers, you know, affiliate links, and purchasing through there. So anyway, let's go ahead and flip to May. So here is the month of May. I'm just gonna walk you guys through, you know, what all I have going on, like share with you the story that this is telling, because it probably looks kind of crazy. So I create and sell my own stickers on Etsy, so that's where the stickers come from. I always get a question about that. Starting off on May the 1st, which is covered up, we have a payday for my husband from his full-time job. He gets 5 paydays in May because there are 5 Fridays, and we're assuming he'll be back working in May. Not really too sure, but either way, as of right now, they've been paying him even though he hasn't been working. So we don't really know, but we're going to anticipate that. We have 3 bills due: mortgage, electricity, and health insurance. And that is for my husband. My health insurance and our dental insurance and our vision insurance comes out of my check at my full-time job, because it's like severely discounted for whatever for dental. Like his dental on my plan is a couple dollars a month, and the vision is free or something like that. I don't know. It's some kind of good deal. So that's why we chose to do that. Moving on to the 7th, I'll have a payday from my full-time job. I'm paid bi-weekly, so I'll have another one on the 21st. And also that is a YouTube payday. I will get paid from Etsy and other affiliate marketing companies and stuff like that, but I don't mark those because they are so variable and they're dependable in that they come regularly, but sometimes, you know, if I don't hit a certain threshold, the payday doesn't come, or it might come. It's just a whole bunch of wishy-washiness. So we choose to kind of just budget based off of the income from our full-time jobs and also the YouTube payday. That's pretty consistent. Not in the amount. It's not at all consistent in the amount, not even remotely close, but it's consistent in that it comes, and we probably could pay a couple bills with it, you know, not our mortgage or anything, but we could pay a few bills with the YouTube payday, particularly this one because ad revenue is down during this time. Sometimes when I'm experiencing good months, I can, you know, pay the mortgage a couple times, but for now, this payday for YouTube, I don't know exactly what it's going to be because it's not May yet, which is when I would know. So as of right now, it'll pay a couple bills. Backing up, we have our cell phones due on the 19th and my husband's student loan due on the 21st. And I'll explain to you guys what we're going to do regarding student loans. Obviously, there's been a virus forbearance on most of the student loan servicers, if not all of them. So you technically don't have to pay your bill until like the end of September. Ours would actually fall on October 21st, which is when our bills would be due. But we have decided and have curated a plan where we're going to keep paying the student loans, particularly my husband, since that's the debt that we're currently working on, so that we can take advantage of this forbearance. And it kind of makes sense. Video on that coming soon. Cable and internet on the 23rd. I don't know the actual amount, so I haven't put it on there yet because I don't get it until a couple of days into the month. Same for water and sewer. We have security due on the 26th, and then life insurances. They're actually 2 separate bills, but they're combined together. Like we just combined them together, unlike cell phones. We have 1 bill for that. But this is actually, you know, I have an insurance policy. My husband has one, and it's actually 2 bills, but we just combined them together. And over here on the right, I have all of the business expenses and also the Netflix subscription. So I just wanted to kind of keep this more chill this month so I could easily navigate it. And this is just my preferred way of budgeting. We do some electronic budgeting. So soon you guys will probably see our Excel worksheet for 2020. And I use an app called Every Dollar to do some budgeting. Sometimes I use Fudget to do some budgeting. So I do kind of dibble and dabble in electronic budgeting, but for the most part, this is appealing to me. So flipping backwards, we have what I have entitled a brain dump because I've created a sticker that says brain dump. I'm just kind of writing down some stuff that I need to be mindful of for the month of May. I have one of our goals here because we've already figured out that goal. So once April actually ends and we can see what we did or didn't accomplish, I can go ahead and write in more goals. No birthdays in May, but of course Mother's Day. I do have one note here, and that's that car insurance is going to be due on 6/5. So normally we'll go ahead and pay the 6-month policy or premium in May because June is, it's due so soon in June. So we'll normally go ahead and pay it in May because we'll have saved up for it by May. So I'm not really sure if we're going to do that in May this time, but either way, like I said, it's due at the beginning of the month. So there's that. If you flip back again, you have your dashboard, and then you have what I am using as for our monthly budget. And then if you flip the other way, you have some like notes pages. I don't really use these. I do, but not like, I don't have like any real set in stone type of purpose for them. I just kind of use them as I see fit if I need to jot down, like some type of financial information. So let's go ahead and actually walk through. Oh, I'm so annoyed that that's smeared. Let's go ahead and walk through the budget for the month of May. Okay, so as stated for April, like I told you guys in April, we were just going to combine our incomes, which we normally don't really do. Since we've been married and budgeting together and all of that, we would normally just live off of one person's income. But for the month of May, we've just been combining our income, and we're just going to assume, because we don't know for sure with regards to everything that's going on, we're going to budget something like $6,250 for the both of us, and that's also going to include any like side hustle income as well. So I'm just going to put that here. If you were, first of all, you don't have to use stickers, of course, and whatnot, but if you were just going to maybe be writing in your income for your household, you can even divide it up and put like your name or your spouse's name or your like for the income, or you could even divide it up by different categories. So like me for my full-time job, and then me for YouTube, Shay, Etsy, you can kind of divide it up by categories. I actually do that in the budget app. But for the purposes of me taking a quick glance at what we've budgeted for our income in the planner, I just normally combine it all together. Plus it saves space. So moving on to mortgage, our mortgage, which will be like our second or third time paying that, is going to come in at what it's going to come in every month until we don't have one, at $1,471.46. Our security for our home is pretty top notch, honestly. And we actually paid for the security equipment up front back when we moved in. We closed and started moving in at the end of December of 2019. So we went ahead and paid for all the equipment up front. It was a pretty penny, but like I said, we curated the package ourselves and got the stuff that we wanted for the home. So now we just pay a monthly fee of $51.47, and that's through Vivint. Electricity, Georgia Power, of course, and we are going to budget $97.29, and we actually do have that bill in our possession, so that's not like a guesstimate like some months. That's the actual amount, and that's going to be the rhythm for moving forward. In the apartment, I kind of just had to guess because we wouldn't get our electricity bill until a couple of days into that month, but now we get it before the month, obviously, because it's due. Well, you wouldn't know that by looking here, but it's due on the 1st for the month of May. For miscellaneous, I actually put cell phones. See, I put miscellaneous on here twice. See, that's the issue. I was going to say I put cell phones on here twice. Then I put miscellaneous there. And then I ended up putting miscellaneous again down here. So let's just go ahead and erase that. I'm using a pen, so I'm going to use this little whiteout roller, and we'll just put like the total down there. And it's smeared because that pen doesn't write well on that type of material. Anyway, Miscellaneous is in a weird spot. It normally kind of goes better, I feel like, down at the bottom, but we're going to budget $100 for that. And that is going to be like any random thing that pops up, because you're not going to be able to account for every single thing. Like there's going to be, you know, some kind of school something that pops up if you have kids, or there's going to be some kind of like work thing that pops up. Like for me in particular, I feel like there's always some kind of like random work function or whatever that's going to pop up. Sometimes if we forget to budget for oil changes, those types of things, that's what the miscellaneous category is for. For cable/internet, I'm going to do $130. This is DirecTV, like through AT&T and AT&T internet. It's been a lot of drama with them. Honestly, if I could throw them away, I would, and I probably will. When we first moved here, Comcast wasn't servicing the area and they didn't know when they would, and going without internet wasn't going to be an option for me indefinitely. Like if they said, you know, a couple weeks, I could have dealt with that, but like not knowing, I couldn't do that. But apparently they service this area again now. So when I can get rid of AT&T, honestly, I probably will. But it's been a lot of drama. Like this past time we were overcharged because they claimed that I forgot to cancel the premium channels, which I swear I did it. But either way, now we're going to get a credit for May or something like that. So it's been a lot of riffraff, but I'm going to budget $130 because I think that will do the trick. Because even if they don't waive the fee, which I'm going to have to call them, of course, if they don't, but even if they didn't, our monthly bill is, they told me $128 and change. I just don't remember the exact amount. Don't feel like calling them back. So I'm just going to budget $130 for that. And that's worst case scenario if they don't waive the fee and we end up having to pay that. And you know, like it's just the maximum that it will be for May. For water/sewer, we pay that monthly. When we first started out, it was looking like $40, $45-ish dollars when we first moved in. Now that we're like in here, have a rhythm, running sprinklers, the sprinkler system, and just home a lot because of the current climate of the world, I think that's kind of affecting it. So this past month it was almost $60, so I'm going to budget the same amount for the month of May, even though I won't know the exact amount until a couple of days into May. Next up, we have our allowances. We are going to budget $100 each, which is pretty standard. And honestly, during this time, there's really not much to buy. Like, I mean, there are things to buy, but like, I feel like I'm not out like ripping and running in stores and stuff like that. Well, I'm not, but like, you know, I'm not able to kind of go out and do as I please and spend my allowance, you know, on Starbucks or whatever, because I'm just not really leaving the house. So $100 is what we normally do. So it should definitely do the trick for May. And that's honestly pretty flexible. Like if my husband were to go over, I wouldn't purposefully stay under, but sometimes it always kind of like evens itself out. So basically $200 of frivolous spending is what we're going to budget for the month of May. Next, we have beauty. My hair appointment was canceled in March, which I was salty about. I'm still salty. She has opened back up because Georgia opened up outside again as of Friday, which was yesterday. And I haven't scheduled anything with her. I'm kind of like okay with wearing my hair natural and doing it myself. However, I have not had a proper trim, which is the only reason why I go to the hair salon. I only go to her once or twice a year and only go for like a proper trim. And so I haven't had one in like a good 6 months or more, which is a problem, very much a problem. So I'm not planning to go in May. I do plan to go eventually. If I did go, I could easily take that money out of my allowance just so as to not go over budget. It doesn't fit, obviously, me getting my hair done professionally, just like when my husband goes to get his hair done, it doesn't necessarily, I don't think, fit. I don't think it's necessarily fair to take it out of my allowance. So that's not what I'm going for. But so as to not go over budget, and because I don't really have a lot to spend money on, I feel like as of right now for the month of May, or just in general, I could potentially just kind of take that money out of my allowance if I wanted to, because it's not going to be $100. Although, you know, I would probably leave like a more proper tip just because she's been out of work for some weeks or whatever. So that could be a thing, but either way, I don't think it would be more than $100. I think when I tip good, which I normally do anyway, I think it comes to like 80 or something like that. Donation/gifts. So we do have Mother's Day. I am doing a giveaway, so I'm going to budget for that. And any other like random donating and giving that we do that's on a smaller scale. Like I always say, if a friend or family member or somebody calls and says, you know, can I borrow or have 100, 300, 500, whatever, then that's not going to come from our monthly budget. That's going to have to come from savings, which is where like those large sums come from. Toiletries, we are going to budget 50. I just did a Facebook Marketplace household bundle. I just bought one and it had a bunch of stuff in it, but it had mainly like antibacterial disinfectants and stuff. So that being said, I don't think, and that bundle was $60 and I had plenty of stuff. So I could probably try to get another bundle curated for 50 if I needed to. I do know that we're going to need paper towels if we can find some. I'm not that pressed for paper towels. I can just use, like microfiber cloths and stuff like that, which we don't use a lot of paper towels anyway. But I do know that we don't have any of those, and we're getting low on toilet paper, some items like that. So $50 should do the trick for May, especially since I just got that household bundle this month. For business, I am going to budget $400. And because I don't have a lot of business expenses, it seems a little easier to keep our business budget like a part of our actual budget, like as far as like tracking the expenses, because I track our regular expenses pretty hardcore. And so now that I have a habit of doing that for the business expenses, it just seems to go much smoother whenever we're going to get our taxes filed and stuff like that. So I keep that in here. As for like the actual income, I normally will put some back and pay myself the rest, and that whole situation. But as far as tracking the expenses, it seems to work a little better when I'm doing it like this, since it's not that much. And 400 is really generous, actually. For house, this is like random house stuff, like a plant or like whatever kind of little random house stuff that one might need, especially as a new homeowner. I feel like we kind of have, like, we still need a couple of things like fire extinguishers and, you know, stuff like that. But I feel like we've kind of like really built up, you know, our little collection of air filters and stuff like that since we've moved in. But I'm just going to budget every month moving forward, pretty much a small amount for any of those like homeowner related expenses. Obviously, we're still like perfectly under warranty because we haven't been here long. And this is a new house if you haven't been watching, or if you don't know that. Gas, I'm going to budget $100 for the month of May. Neither of us have been to work. I've gone over there a couple times, but like for the most part, we've only spent like $50 maybe on gas. I'm going to budget $100 for May because we really don't spend a lot on gas in general. And also my nieces are like begging to come, which they were wanting to come anyway for the summer, like during the summer rather, I should say. So I don't know. I have to see how this like Corona stuff shakes out. Obviously they don't have it. They don't even really leave the house on the regular. And given the fact that they have a mom who's a caretaker, I know that obviously they don't have Corona. I'm not saying they have Corona. I'm just saying like I would really like to know how this all shakes out, but they have been begging to come. So if I do go get them, I will meet them halfway and pick them up and come back home, which I am going to assume that's going to be like a full tank or so. So that's why I'm budgeting $100. Health insurance, again, that's just for my husband. So we're going to do $218.61. For life insurances, my husband and me, $42.19. Cell phones, $71.50. We do have AT&T prepaid, and the beauty in that is that when you have prepaid, you can pretty much control what plan you want. You can bob and weave in and out of plans and all of that. So I recently decreased our plan. So now we're paying $71.50. I'm going to see how that works with us being home more and like on Wi-Fi. And then if that works out, we'll probably just keep that. If it becomes an issue, maybe we might go back up to like the plan that's above the one that we have now. For my student loan, we're going to budget $0. It's not due until October 21st, and we're still trying to like work out the kinks about what we're going to do. It appears, without spoiling it, it appears that if we divert my student loan payment, put it towards my husband's, considering there's a forbearance and no interest is being charged and all money is going towards the principal, and we actually stuck to our budget, it appears that before the forbearance is over, which would be ideal, we could actually have the funds to pay off my husband's student loans. Now, if, you know, Rona is still roaming and, you know, wreaking havoc, I don't know if we're going to actually make the payment. But if we do like save the money and put it aside and wait for this all to kind of like chill out, because I'm not sure about, I mean, I guess it'll go away. You know, Ebola and all those other viruses and stuff kind of like went away. So, you know, it might go away one day. But once this is all like chill and we're like stable and steady and consistently flowing with our normal routine, then we'll probably make that payment. Not sure when it is. My hope is that it's this year, but that is what we're thinking we're going to do. Video on that coming soon. So if we divert my payment and put it with my husband's, then we have $295.20 for his monthly payment, or for his payment we're going to make in May. So for travel, I'm going to budget $0. If I do get my nieces, it's not going to be like a full-blown travel experience. It's just mainly going to be like, you know, an excess amount of gas or an additional cost for gas. So that's where it gets kind of tricky, because I could have added, you know, another full tank to gas, or I could have done it for travel. I just chose to do it for gas because whenever I log it, it's going to be for gas anyway. So there's that. For medical, I'm going to budget $0, and I don't think we have any medical expenses coming up. For car insurance, I'm going to budget $0, but I'm putting it here specifically because there might be an actual amount. I don't know, because we may go ahead and pay the car insurance, you know, early, or we might not. Either way, I'm going to put it in the budget. And if nothing else, it kind of jogs my memory, like, you know, go ahead and start like preparing for that large amount that you're going to have to pay for car insurance in June. And then the last one is food/dates. I'm going to budget $510. It's a little tight, but I think that, actually, I don't even know if this is really realistically going to work with having, you know, children here for 2 weeks or however long they plan to stay. I told them 2 weeks, but the maximum would be a month probably. But I did $100 for each Friday in the month of May. Well, basically the math was like 102 or something. I did like 102 times 5 or something like that, and that gave me 510. Really, I just put 510 because I wanted to see, like, that number felt kind of good to me, and then I divided it by the number of Fridays, which gave us like $102, I believe, per week, which, I mean, honestly, I could spend like 30 on fresh produce and like 50 on, you know, meats and all of that. So I don't really know, but maybe if we do like some little mini cookouts, some hot dogs on the grill and stuff like that, we might get away with doing 510. I'm not really sure, but we're going to try it out and see, because it would be great if we could keep our food budget in May to 510. We do an every dollar budget, which pretty much means that if you add up all of the bills and expenses, then you will get the total amount for our income, which is $62.50. So that's pretty much it for this portion of the video. This is how we budget for May. This is how we've been budgeting for almost 3 years. So May 2020, I think, or June 2020 will make 3 years of us budgeting. And also, like, we started budgeting pretty closely after we got married. So it always tells me that, like, I don't know, it's kind of like a marker for our, even though we got married in November and we didn't really settle down and combine finances and start budgeting until like April, May. It's just kind of like a marker for marriage for me in my head. But anyway, this is our budget for the month of May. So I hope that this video was helpful with me kind of walking you guys through how we're setting up our budget for the month of May. Don't forget about the giveaway information in the description box and in the comment section. Super easy to enter the giveaway as always. I forgot to mention that I'm wearing press-on nails. So that's also one of the reasons why the beauty category is, I think, can be as little as it is, because these are like $3 and I've had them on for a few days. If one pops off, I normally just kind of, you know, fix up the nail, my natural nail a little, you know, do a little buffering, if that's the word, buffing, one of those, and glue it back on and going about my way. So I think that we'll be fine getting through the month of May. I still have, you know, a few makeup products and all of that. So if I need to do a quick beat, I think we'll be fine with such a small beauty category, as long as I don't get my hair done, of course. If I do, I'll have to take it out of my allowance. So I will check in with you guys around the middle of the month. I may even check in weekly, because the plan that my husband and I are concocting to kind of make real use of this time, since the loans are in forbearance, is a pretty detailed and intricate type of plan, and it might require, you know, some weekly accountability. So that is it for this video, you guys. I hope that you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you in my next one. Bye, guys.